Welcome to QLM Business News. Here are today's news stories. IMF issues warning, UK faces 5 more years of high interest rates. In a stark warning, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has cautioned that the United Kingdom is in for 5 more years of high interest rates to combat surging inflation. The IMF's forecast paints a grim picture of the UK economy, predicting it will have the highest inflation and slowest growth among G7 economies, including the US, France, Germany, Canada, Italy, and Japan. However, the UK Treasury has contested the IMF's report, arguing that it hasn't factored in recent upward revisions to UK growth. This revelation comes before this weekend's geopolitical developments in Israel, which could further impact the UK's economic outlook. While economic forecasts can never be entirely accurate due to the multitude of variables affecting growth, the IMF's predictions generally fall within a 1.5 percentage point range of actual outcomes for most advanced economies. Last year, the IMF forecasted a 3.2% growth rate for the UK economy in 2022, a figure that was revised upward to 4.1% early this year. However, official UK figures released last month indicated a 4.3% expansion in 2022. The latest IMF forecast, produced biannually, anticipates that the UK will outpace Germany in 2023. Nevertheless, it downgrades the UK's growth prospects for next year, estimating a mere 0.6% growth rate, positioning it as the slowest growing developed country in 2024, a year predicted to include a general election. The IMF attributes the UK's sluggish growth outlook to the necessity of maintaining high interest rates to curb persistently high inflation, which, although declining, remains above target. Raising interest rates is expected to make borrowing more expensive, prompting households to reduce spending and leading to slower price hikes by firms. However, it's a precarious balance, as overly aggressive rate hikes can stifle businesses and economic growth. The IMF predicts that UK inflation will surpass that of any other G7 nation both this year and next. It anticipates that Bank of England rates will peak at 6%, persisting around 5% until 2028. With the current rate being 5.25%. Chancellor Jeremy Hunt responded by highlighting that the IMF had upgraded growth projections for this year, downgraded them for the next, but still expected the UK to outperform France, Germany, and Italy in the long term. Hunt emphasized the need to address inflation and stimulate growth. The Bank of England's Financial Policy Committee, FPC, concurred that high interest rates would remain for an extended period, potentially straining household finances. It warned that the full impact of these rates hadn't yet affected all borrowers. As the IMF and World Bank convene in Marrakesh, Morocco, for their annual meeting, the ongoing conflict between Hamas and Israel threatens to overshadow discussions. The IMF has already cautioned that the global economy shows signs of a slowdown, despite a strong start to the year. While tourism recovered post-pandemic, sectors sensitive to interest rates were dragging down growth, and China's early 2023 economic surge appeared to be waning. IMF chief economist Pierre-Olivier Gourinchas stated that the global economy was recovering from the pandemic and Russia's invasion of Ukraine, but growth remained sluggish and uneven. Worldwide, inflation had fallen from its peak of 11.6% in Q2 2022 to 5.3% a year later, but global growth was projected to decline from 3.5% in 2022 to 3% in 2023, and 2.9% in 2024. Furthermore, 3 years of crises and rising prices had pushed up global poverty rates by up to 95 million people. For more updates on the UK's economic outlook and international economic developments, stay tuned. This news story is brought to you by QLM Business News, your digital media channel. Visit qlmbusinessnews.com. For more business news stories, also follow us on Facebook, X and YouTube. To help QLM Business News bring you more news stories like this, please like, share and subscribe.